Oh, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, this is Travis Semulin Sours. We're jumping into a traditional, I keep wanting to say 8-4, a traditional best of 3 draft in MTG Arena. And we've opened the Zenith of Blue Sun. I like it. I like it. Last draft was a 2-1 Jank Shank. BSZ could lead us to the Dimir deck that I like quite a bit. There's some key pieces for that, which are surprisingly Cram Sessions, Pest Summoning, and of course, Serpentine Curve. But yeah, we'll start with a BSZ and see where this might take us. So I do like having access to a Fractal Summoning, but I don't quite know where I'm going yet. Kelpie Guide is playable and probably one of the better cards here. Like, I could just be blue-green. I could be blue-red. I don't have to go nuts and do blue-black just because it's really fun. But yeah, Kelpie Guide is the pick here. I think it's probably the best card in the pack, regardless of whether you first picked a Blue Sun Zenith. I really do like the Spectre, though. It's a good Spectre. Now we've a decision to make, because there's a Putrefy, which is quite nice. We could splash it, but you see the challenge with splashing a card like Putrefy when you have a card like Blue Sun Zenith in your deck is that it's making it harder and harder to cast them. We could also take the Serpentine Curve and start looking in that direction. So that is the decision. Do we take the solid removal spell, which is usually the backbone of a Serpentine Curve deck, or do we take the curve? Chat wants curve. I don't think it's the right pick, but you know what? Part of my job is to be an entertainer. Are you not entertained? Wish I'd taken the Putrefy. But that's okay. We can get into Quandrix and do Quandrix stuff. We could also sort of get into this and think about it, but I don't think that's the world I'm living in currently. I do like Overgrown Arch in general, but I don't typically love it in this style deck. It's a decent blocker. Which is fine, but Pop Quiz makes me happy. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Pop Quiz and see if we wheel Arch, Anatomy, or Drake. Generally speaking, if you're not getting some sort of payoff from the life gain on the Arch, I don't like playing it. Like, if you just want a 0-4, there's a colorless one for 1 mana. You could play that. But no one ever does, because it's bad. Test of Talents is super nice. I like having access to one of those. I like Guidance, too. Basic Conjuration is nice. But I think I like the first Test of Talents. We've got something going here. We're not even necessarily committed to the green. Like, let's say we see, I don't know, a late Pest summons into Mage Hunter's Onslaught. Maybe we're still demiring it. I could get behind that. Did I say the last draft was a 3-2? I meant 2-1. We flooded out one game, but the rest of them was pretty good. It's just something I want to be open to, you know? See, this is just as good as the Arch, right? We should totally take it here, right? I probably have to accept that we're going to end up playing Quandrix and not Dimir, which is fine. I'll just take this and we'll draw a bunch of cards, hit a bunch of land drops, play some big crap. I mean, BSZ is kind of its own win condition. You just cast it on your opponent every turn until they mill out. But I've got enough card draw now. That's the backbone of any good blue deck. The problem with the Mentor's Guidance is I don't really want to play that in Dimir because I'm not actually going to have any creatures to trigger it, so it's just a 3-mana cycle, which kind of sucks. But it would actually do something in a reasonable Quandrix deck. Well, I am disappointed. I wanted to do cool, fun stuff, but now I have to do this. Introduction to Prophecy sucks, and I don't need it. I think I like the Prismari Campus. This deck could easily shift into being a more Prismari-focused deck, which is not my favorite school to draft, but if it's what's open, we'll take it. I like Arcane Subtraction a lot. I'm also somewhat interested in a Containment Breach for the size board and a guide in case we're just doing Teamer, but I'm going to keep staying blue for now. I mean, possibility. Possibility. I usually like this dude. He's fine. This deck isn't going to want a Biblioplex Assistant. The Dream is mostly dead at this point. Mostly. Mostly. It's a good sideboard card, and I don't think we're going to be struggling for Bullfrog. So blue is open. What are we going to pair it with? We could pair it with green for card draw, which is one thing this deck is certainly lacking. We've only got BSZ Pop Quiz and Mentor's Guidance. The Quandrix Pledge Mage could actually give us a kill condition, which is something we'd be interested in, but I feel like I just want the Burying Books. If I can get interaction in blue, there's no reason to decide what our second color is right now. If I was 100% Quandrix, I might just take the Wormhole Serpent. I do need to pick up a couple lessons too. But Introduction to Prophecy, I just don't care about. It's incredibly unlikely we're mono blue. I don't like these cards. I want to take them. Landlord Invocations, I like that. I think we take the first Introduction to Annihilation here and delay this choice by one more pack. But this is probably telling me I should just buckle in on the blue-green and be happy with essentially Teamer, which is fine. We can play Teamer. Like currently we'd be looking at something like this, I guess. I don't mind having this. Now surprise me and we can move, but I am currently not particularly surprised. I can pick up all the summonings we see now. Divide is great. Yeah, I feel like green was probably the way to go. Oop. I am now calling it Landlord Invocations, Amy. It took me a minute to figure out what you meant, but I think that is now officially the name of the card. Hunt for Specimens makes me a little sad. I don't think I want Teach by Example. I could play Opt, which is just a better charge through. But we're like a kill condition away from actually having something here, which is, I mean, a little concerning. A little concerning. Yeah, Opt is fine. It just doesn't really do anything. And I've got a lot of cards here that don't do anything, and that concerns me. I think we're going to take the Campus Guide. with the idea that if I saw a late make a pair of 4/4s, I'd probably take it. Just gonna gobble up a breach here. One of the summons I can't play, which makes me sad. But I can't really play any of the rest of this crap either, so I guess Double Soothsayer Adept it is. Okay, I can kill people with that. Arcane Subtraction Wield. I don't have anything to get with it, and I don't think we're a double major deck. We've got enough stuff to kill people now. Like, remember, we get a few more pack cards. I think I'd rather actually take the Amplimancer and have decent 2s. This is a possibility. Possibility of sadness. Like, I want one Landlord Invocation, right? And we're good to go. I don't care much for the area list. It's just never seemed to matter that much. I could splash Dis, but I don't see why I would. Because I might want to kill something. We've got Burying Books and Mage Duel. I'll probably see another Mage Duel. Like, what I need here is Lessons, and this would be a decent one for us. Because I've got, what, 1, 2, 3 learners. And nothing that I'd want to get consistently. Frost Trickster could be a nice role player in this deck. Eureka Moment would be fine too, but I feel like we're good on card draw. Let's snag this up. What if this was what we were splashing for the whole time? I think I could be happy with that. There's a lot of cards here that I want. I want the Burying Books, I want the Field Trip, and I want the Elemental Summoning. How close is my deck to done? We need 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. That means I should probably prioritize the Learn spell. Because then I've got as many I've got as many learns as I do lessons. And that seems like a nice place to be. But my god, is that interaction nice. I can't do it. I'm sorry, chat. I just want to bury them. We're pretty happy to see the access tunnel here because it can turn the campus guide into a real threat, which is kind of something we've been looking for. So Mage Duel or Explosive Welcome is kind of our last card. I don't have any removal. I need to be a grown-up. I like Snakeskin Veil too. There's another subtraction that we're probably not playing, but we could. If I get another good lesson, we'll consider it, but I don't think I'm getting one from here. Ooh, Snakeskin Veil is nice. Do I maybe want to play that and cut the Mentor's Guidance? I mean, I want to play it. I'm just not sure how to fit it in. Sure. Like a duel. Oh yeah, I fit it in by just literally putting it in the deck. How sweet is that? That's all I have to do. We could play Das Biblioplex Assistant, and I'm wondering if we need Das Wormhole Serpent. I mean, it's a solid body. I think I probably like that better than the Biblioplexer. Donde está? the Biblioplex assistant. Not a huge fan of guidance either, but we need a little bit of card draw, and it gives us that. So why not? I think I've got enough stuff that'll trigger it. Like most of my 2s and 3s would work with it, which doesn't seem too bad. I think we got a deck, which is more than I can say for some of the drafts I've done, right? We would only need 1 mountain, because that would give me 3 sources. That means Ruth is not likely to come down early, but I'm kind of okay with that. If you're only going to play 1 mountain, that's the one to play. All right, so how much blue can I get in here is the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this would leave me room for 8, 9, 10 blue. That seems pretty interesting to me, although I do want a little bit of green early. So I might could go 9, 8. Because the campus guide can kind of fix on the other side too. Which is fine. We're going to have a theme with our lands for once. Which I don't often do. And yet here we are. Goblin Cuddle Puddle? That does sound like a good one. I want to use my new sleeves. I guess if we're using M and Cat lands, we can use Samet. I didn't get my chair back quite in the right position, which is a problem because it's a huge chair. I actually like that it doesn't have wheels. I hate wheelie chairs. The good thing about chairs that don't have wheels is once you get them where you want them, they never move. All right, Teamer Travis. Go figure. I don't draft Teamer often. It's not Lorehold, but when I do, it looks like this. See, Mentor's Guidance looks great here. I don't know what you guys are complaining about. We can totally cycle it on turn 3. They gonna pillar drop it like it's hot. Don't kill my guy. Oh, you can tap him, that's fine. I just don't want you to kill it. Sadly, not a wizard either. You'd think it would be. Doesn't it seem like some sort of artifact wizard to you? My cat is a big fat chonker and I've never heard him roar. I hope that one day you get to hear your big fat chonker cat roar. May not be a mage, but it can duel. See, I think that just supports my argument, Loki. If it is mage dueling, is it not obviously a mage? I would argue that yes, it is obviously a mage. See how good Mentor's Guidance is here? It's fantastic. He was dueling a mage? That makes a little more sense. I want my 2 cards, dang it. What do you even do? You get a Biblioplex assistant? Okay, fine, I may have to do something. I don't want to do something, but I may have to. Symmetrist? Yeah, Symmetrist is fine. It at least lets me get this out of my hand. A little late for that, my friend. Actually, if I draw a land, it's not. That'd be pretty sweet. If you participate in a fencing duel, you're a fence? Yes, that's literally how that works. What else you got in here? Reconstruct history? Strixhaven Stadium, huh? That's a fancy looking shock. Lorehold? Lorehold the dragon Lorehold? Okay, so our deal 5 damage to flyers card would be pretty good here.
I won't fight alongside weaklings. I've had enough of you, weakling.
Lucas sounds angry. No, what he's so mad about? Of the Hampton Law holds? Yes. Who's your good cat thing? I don't think I want to scry here. We can scry into turn. Like, the next land just turns this into an icy manipulator, which is kind of sweet, too. I wouldn't exactly say I've been missing it, Bob, but yeah, I did miss it, Dave. Scrying end of turn is certainly better. However, when they went to tap this, since I didn't have anything else to do, I could have scryed in response and then scryed again. I didn't do it because I knew, well, I was hoping there'd be something good on top and I could be like, I'm really smart, look at what was on top. Well, we can do it now. It's okay. I need to try to kill them before they draw Lore Hold, because that'll kill me. I should have scryed before they went their attack phase. I am feeling better today, Witty. A lot better today. I guess Lorehold's never realistically attacking unless they deal with this, which they've now done. Man, that would have been really nice to have in hand, but as it stands, that is not helpful. Ooh, lordy. This one's getting tough. Okay, there's a plan developing. We're going to let that happen, I think. With the idea that we're going to use Introduction to Annihilation on it. I think that's the right call. Man, it's hard to say. But I do think that's the right call.
All who betray me will pay the price. Press your attack.
Because it means they're getting back another spell. Which I don't love. That would have also been nice to have had. But I've got to... Why am I drawing everything the turn after I want it? They didn't activate their dude? Seems good.
Defeat is a betrayal I won't tolerate.
Yeah, I guess they didn't want a free spell. That works for me. They might have been stuck on the idea that they needed this to block with. But they could have sagged it into turn and gotten back a shock, expel, or study break or something. That's also possible that they just didn't understand that. I think I'm going to fire this off on the Blood Age General just to deny them a draw. I think I'm still supposed to take it. Because there is a BSZ in this deck. And it's near the top. Well, I say it's near the top. It's not in the bottom 5. Or the bottom 6. But I may have to take my random card draw here. Amplimancer's acceptable. It can trade for that. Hope they don't have a removal spell. Rutha would be okay after some other draws, and now she at least blocks. I don't get to scry if I play her, but it's okay. Gonna decline on the land here, unless we want any of this shuffled in, but I don't think we do. Once you've scryed beginning of turn once, you're kind of locking yourselves into doing it forever. So I don't really feel compelled to do that just yet. They're going to eventually draw that lore hold and kill me with it. What's BSC up to now? Because it may be, it's up to 9. It may be our kill condition here in a minute. It can, but I'm the one who's on the defensive right now, I think. And they just chump block it with the Pilgrim and keep getting value out of that. Wormhole Serpent does give me a way to start dealing some damage. Which I think I dig. Yeah, I believe BSZ is currently lethal. And I think this is next turn. Mathing up if I'm dead. I think I was, actually. So what the hell have they got? Because I was dead. They have to have an expel. and I'm dead. That's the only explanation. I was literally dead to Stonerise Spirit, right? Like, they had enough mana to also give this flying and then activate the Blood Age General and straight up kill me, and they didn't. That means they have something here, but it also means they're going to kill me next turn anyway, so it doesn't matter what they have. I'm just dead. Well, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my god, you're right. It's 9. Okay, so I guess we hope they can't kill this. I mathed wrong. I thought I was dead. Nope, they could have gotten me to 1. Okay, so I'm terrified of the lore hold that they have, and they can certainly make this into a threat. So I think we're at least interested in a Tangle Trap. I don't know what else we might be interested in. A Biblioplex Assistant could do some work here because there are flyers to block. I've probably got enough ways around that. I'm going on the draw. We can probably cut the Mentor's Guidance. I barely wanted to play that anyway. Like, there's an argument to cut 1 copy of Curve and play the Biblioplex Assistant. Big Play might be the kind of card we need to beat Lorehold. Because there's not a lot of ways I can interact with the dang thing. Oh, I think you're actually right there. I think it's filling the same role as Snakeskin Veil. And it might be exactly what I need. Which is bloody terrifying, but they have Lorehold in the deck. This is actually, I think, a keep. What are my odds to hit it in 2 draws? Because if I can hit 1, I got 3. Odds 33, 16 to 1. Yeah, it's 75%. This is an easy keep. Because we hit 1 land, we hit 3, then we pop quiz and can hit more. This opponent taking a mulligan change my calculus? No, it does not. We're kind of sad to have this happen. This is not how I drew it up. But the math said this was a keep. That makes it a keep. That's a pretty good card that they have there. We are splashing for Rutha, yes. And we might be in just a bit of danger. Because this needs to hit a green source. Not a Serpentine Curve. And not a Rutha. Lord of mercy. I mean, the good news is we were never drawing these lands. The bad news is we really needed to draw these lands. Lord. This is so bad. Now we get the lands, which is great. Just peachy keen. I've got to stop the things that are killing me right now, which is this. Oh yeah, I'm not mad about variance. It is a thing that can happen in Magic. I don't really want to use the big play here either, because that's one of my few outs left to them top decking Lorehold, which would be a catastrophe. So I think we're going to go to 4, which is also pretty bloody scary. That is not the scariest Reconstruct history I've ever seen. I may have to use the big play now and just be cold to Lorehold. Interestingly, if I shuffle it away with its trigger on the stack, it goes to the bottom, right? So now I don't really have to worry about him. I mean, I think this, I probably don't have to worry about it anyway because of the dead. Yeah, that'll do, Pig. That'll do. But that is one way we could sort of deal with Lorehold. Like, it's on the bottom now. Ouch. Let's do our Stream Raiders battle and then think about whether our sideboard plan is where we want it to be or not. Because I think it probably is, but it might not be. They're looking to get ahead pretty quickly, which is, I mean, an issue. Do I have anything else that can stop that? The Springmantle Servant isn't a crazy consideration, actually. Neither is the Biograph, just to have another large creature. But I think I unironically want a Spined Karok. And I think I want that more than the big play. I'm not familiar with anything else other than the dungeons. But that's okay. I'm way more excited about the dungeons in the next event. Man, you don't often see busters live through a round, and this one's no different. Adam with the kills, Boom with the assists, rewards for Thunderdan, Orcish, Fangarth, Sheesh, Falco, and Zibby live. I want to try to see if we can find a way to get the Snakeskin Veil back in here. I think I know the way. Somebody's going to yell at me, but you go ahead and yell. Alrighty. Pilgrim is so good. That's pretty good too. You just annihilate the Phoenix, but that's not even their best card is the problem. I think we have to go with what we're doing here. Which is establish us a little bit of that board control and then see where we can go. That was a hell of a turn from them. Alright, I put this in the deck because I wanted it in the deck. Can't be mad at the Karok. Two of those is atrocious. And these lands. Oh, they're so bad. This is real bad news, boys and girls. We are going to die to Lorehold, and there's nothing I can do about it. I guess we could top deck Blue Sun Zenith and start to something something? But I'm beginning to wonder if that card is actually in the deck. Got enough blue. It takes 3, we got 3. Okay, not just dead to Lorehold. Lorehold also could conceivably not be attacking if that's what we want. Okay, now we don't have enough blue. But they don't have Lorehold. Well, they might have Lorehold. Did I get back anything I care about? Not really. It gets back an Expel, but I can play around an Expel. Can play quite nicely around an Expel. I think we're burying this Rescuer. It doesn't get back anything that matters currently. They would have to draw and play their Luca for this to be terrible. Which, I mean, they could totally do, but I'd really like it if they didn't. It'd be cooler if you didn't. Take out the 900 goal for me too, Techno Shaman, please. That is not a thing that's going to happen given the way my health has been lately. So I'm very happy with the top end being 800. Thank you. So we have the opportunity to shuffle something in when they search, which kind of seems fine, but also not incredibly useful right now. Okay, BSZ now live. What's a churro? Is it something I want? Deep fried dough stick covered in cinnamon and sugar. Yes, it's something I want. The search is a May. Okay. I think that means we're probably burying the pillar drop rescuer again. Because this will just keep recurring infinitely, basically. Imagine a cinnamon sugar donut in stick form. I think I'm pretty interested in that. Man, I really should have put a Blue Sun Zenith in this deck. This is bloody brutal. Well, I think we've got enough card draw. I started with 3 and took 1 out because I'm like, okay, Blue Sun Zenith kind of covers that, and we've got the pop quiz for the other piece, but I really would love to also draw our Master Symmetrist, like some of the things we put in here to try to stop them from doing things, but entries are flooding in. I see what you did there. Thank you, Pan. I am also sure it's the last card in the deck. I really don't want to have to Tangle Tarp those things, because it's the only answer I have to Lorehold, but I kind of can't avoid doing it now. Yeah, we're going to have to do it here. Well, I could protect the Archivist. I could protect the other dude. I can't protect these. This would put me to 2 and dead to their shock if I don't take out the spirit. If I take out the spirit, which is what I want to do, but I don't think I can get away with that. I think we're just dead, frankly, but because they haven't played their shock yet either. But there's only so much I can play around when I'm this flooded. Because the spirit's going to kill me next turn anyway. I need one hell of a draw. That's not it. That's pretty far from it. Test the shock? How would one test the shock? Oh, we could test the shock. We could. But I think we're just getting to the point where we're kind of just dead. I'm not entirely convinced that this would have been better the other way. We just kind of drew the cards in the wrong order. Because like the 2 reach creatures are on the bottom, which sucks. Maybe I worried too much about Lorehold. Maybe Retriever Phoenix is just really good. Aha, I gotcha. This is what I was holding up. Panicking about Lorehold a bit too much. I wanted to make sure I had an answer for it. But it's one of those things that may come from having playing Limited a long time ago. Like back in the day, your opponent might have 1 Serra Angel and you might have 1 Doomblade, and you definitely didn't want to use the Doomblade. The thing was, any of those other creatures that I kill, most of them were coming back anyway, right? Like, we could have used the Tangle Trap on the Retriever Phoenix. But does that even really help? The answer was draw a reach creature and use Snakeskin's Veil to defend it. This is a really good time for that to show up. That said, the first blue source gets us the second blue source, so I don't think it's an unreasonable keep, but it is funny to me. At least we know it's still in the deck. It's good news. GG, Sasha. Vanguard, thank you for the gift sub. They hall monitoring? Not expecting hall monitoring. I guess I need to kill the hall monitor. And we'll kill the bird next turn. Never thought I'd kill a hall monitor. Okay. It is Retriever Phoenix Day. Life is good, Joe. I hope things are going well in your world as well. The flavor text on this? Oh, a Baby Joe Bags. That explains things. Congratulations. And thanks again for the gift sub, Thangarth. That puts us up to 631, which is kind of a big deal. Speaking of kind of a big deal, I feel like we're mostly dead here, and I don't particularly care for it. But let's see if we can do something with a giant BSZ. Because we kind of have to. I've been waiting all game to cast this card. So it better be freaking good. Where did my other blue go? Oh, it just tapped it for not that. Can you return a bookworm to hand if you have no cards in library? You can put it in your library, you'll draw it, then you can't really play it. But yeah, you can do that. If I have enough to Rutha and copy this and do it twice, I do. But that's a start. It doesn't actually answer it, but it does set them back a good bit. Now the problem is they're probably going to reduce to memory and kill the Rutha, but that's better than them reduce to memory and killing the Archivist, which is my actual win con. Okay. So if they just naked attack, we can handle it. If they kill this first, we can handle it, sort of. But yeah, you can definitely put it in your library. You just sadly can't do a whole lot with it. No Beaming Defiance one time? Good luck, Finally. This is cat. No, it's ETB. So did they not get a learn or they just decline? No, it's not what it says. If it enters the battle, oh, if you cast it. Okay, okay, it is what it says. They've got some value going on over here. I'm trying to get him to use that Spirit Herpaderp on Rutha. But they won't do it. No, it's a Herpaderp. It's definitively a Herpaderp. The hits keep coming and they don't stop coming. I don't think we're ever going to have time to cast Mentor's Guidance, and these cards aren't saving me. Where a Snakeskin Veil may actually be exactly what we need. Oh, no, not that. I was looking at the other colorless card. We could have tapped better and gotten the Apprentice in play too. I am sad that we didn't. Specifically, Retriever Phoenix has been, I think, in everybody's deck. Oh, it's bad. Okay. It's real bad. Yeah, I guess that's why I haven't been able to draft Lorehold as much as I wanted to, because everybody else is just opening amazing Lorehold cards. Like, what am I even supposed to do here? Like, I guess take 4, go to 2, and something something? I expect you to die, Mr. Bond. Because they're going to ephemerate this dude, get back something else. Still get to cast the Introduction to Prophecy. We need a board. I tell you what we need is a bloody board wipe. Or we could just find a way to deal 20 points of damage next turn. Chef Excellence. Now they still have the Spirit Herpaderp, right? No, it's in the bin still. Okay. We're at least going to have one flying blocker. But they could ephemerate this and get rid of the flying blocker. All right, so we could Introduction to Annihilation. Doesn't work. The only play I have is Rutha Double Bounce. And it's probably not good enough. We don't have enough. We do have enough mana to double Annihilation, but that still leaves us dead on board. This one at least gives us something tricky we can try to play around with. If we double Annihilation, they pop the Pillar Drop Warden, get back the kill a flyer spell or reach creature or whatever, and we're dead. This means they can make a mistake. It's incredibly unlikely they'll make a mistake. And if they don't make it, because all they have to do is do it anyway, and I'm dead. But if they just go straight to attacks, I can actually do something. You do not matter. The easiest way to win a game is not to scoop. Now we still need a way to protect this or bounce that for one more turn, which means we have to keep looting. We could Annihilation it, which is a start. And I think what we have to do. And then somewhat obviously Containment Breach the boots. I think I'd rather loot this away than cast it. Because we're probably, well, maybe having it in play is okay. I don't know. This is a tough spot to be in. Because I suspect we're going to look to double curve next turn off of Rutha. Which means I probably don't need to loot. I could loot this way and it'd be fine. Aren't they nearly out of cards? No, I have less cards than they do. That's pretty bloody close to dead. Yeah, the issue is we're just dead though, Iggy. Like, I'm going to have to deal with this. We can't, that's not our plan anymore, right? Because as soon as they realize that they need to get that removal spell for the Archivist, I'm dead. So we have to find Master Symmetrist to start. Good grief. Okay, well, Elemental Summoning certainly isn't doing anything. Test of Talents does finally solve the problem. Well, it solves the problem of the reconstruct history. It doesn't solve the problem of the boots. I need to be able to solve both. So reduced to memory we can stop, but I need more. Burying books keeps me alive for one more turn, but I need to be able to talents and bury, which means I can't cast the Serpentine Curve this turn, and I kind of need that in play So ironically, Rutha has to go for a land. Because I have to do something to start trying to kill them. And this could do it in 2 turns. I think I'm still just dead to the boots, though, is the biggest problem. No, yeah, I'm still just... Nah. We're still sort of playing. Okay, so their hand isn't actually that great, except for the expel, which means I'm not winning. We're also dead as soon as they draw the lightning helix. And why not have another rare? You ever just look at their deck and want to concede? I don't think they can get anything back that immediately kills my flying blocker. Okay, they're at 14 cards, and I can draw for 6, 7, 8, 9. I wonder if we're in a position where I need to Blue Suss Zenith them end of turn and then hope to draw it again. Because that might legitimately be my only out. I could also target myself with the first one and draw myself out, and then legitimately cast it every turn. If I cast this on myself, maybe I make them use the expel and think that that matters. I think the Blue Sun Zenith is realistically the only shot I have at getting out of this game. They do have a lightning helix, which is bloody terrifying. So I need this to go for lethal. I don't know that I want to draw for Symmetrist, because we're currently safe, right? Like, they attack, we block this. They can't get back a removal spell that stops my dude. Actually, I do need to draw for Symmetrist, don't I? This would leave me enough to cast it. Which means I may as well go for all of it. Frost Trickster's not a terrible draw. I don't know that they need to know about it yet. Who said they would have conceded by now? Because we're still in this game. I don't think things are looking great. But they're not top decking the Lightning Helix next turn. I've got 18 minutes left. They've got 19. So we do need to keep playing relatively quickly. This would let me BSC for 6, 10, 11. And they're at 13. But the Helix isn't next turn. If they get a land with, they're going to have 11 cards left. And we could do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 if I play this and get a land. I don't know if I have a land left to get. I do. Okay. We could also try to dodge one more turn of them top decking the Lightning Helix. Because this puts them currently at 12 cards, and we're going to untap and be able to Zenith for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think this is it. I can't play another land, so we have to just see if they get it. Because they're at 11, I can play it for... The problem is they're definitely going to draw it now. I have to make it through another turn, don't I? Because we can't do it for enough. There's... Yeah, I can do it for 12. So they're just dead. Right? All we do is do this now. We do it for 12. They draw their cards. They're done. Because they're at 11. So who was telling me they wanted to concede earlier? Was it you? I'm about to pee in my pants. I'll be right back. I'm just messing with you, Zal. Oh, God, that was close. That took all of my brain cells. I think we're probably still going to lose, but you know what? It was worth it just for that. Biblioplex Assistant gets a way in because I need to block bloody flyers. I need to block flyers like you wouldn't believe, and apparently the ones we have aren't good enough. Yeah, Tangle is good too. I don't think I want big play here, because that's just setting us up to get wrecked by a removal spell. What's not good? I mean, they still had aggressive stuff on the ground, but I don't think I need the Amplimancer. And Mentor's Guidance has still somewhat unimpressed me. So we're going to pitch that too. What just happened is they had 11 cards in their deck, and I forced them to draw 12. When you try to draw a card from an empty library, you lose the game. So they lost the game.
Nice one.
Thank you, Liar Guy. Shoot. I forgot a thing about order. It's okay. My brain is functionally trashed right now, so we're not going to judge that too much. I couldn't decide which I wanted to kill, and when I drew this, I thought, do I want to 2-for-1 myself? And the answer turned out to be yes, but there were some mistakes made. It's okay, I still have a plan. I don't think it's a great plan, but it's my plan. I've certainly done that with the Strix before too. It's embarrassing. The original one shouldn't rebound, right? Yeah, it doesn't. I do wish I hadn't thrown away a removal spell. Well, I think I can recover. You don't actually get the learn if you kill a Strix with a learn spell, do you? Because it doesn't resolve. Well, I guess you would target something else with a study break, for example. Why wouldn't they have the Phoenix? Okay, so the actual answer is I should have just held the Mage Duel. But I can live with my shame. What if I got it back? That doesn't seem so bad. What if I got this back? That also seems pretty good. I cannot help you make cuts to a best of one draft. My chat may be happy to if you'd like to post it in Discord. I am of the opinion that if I'm helping someone make cuts to a draft, I'm not actually helping them. That the true help is in helping them draft. So I'm very happy to do a draft review. But I don't think... I just threw a game too. It's okay. We've all been there. But I don't think like looking at a pile and saying cut these would be helpful. I guess I could do it, but like it's so much easier to look at someone during the draft phase and figure out why you have so many things to cut. And the answer is usually wasn't staying open enough. Well, it's not necessarily clear, Iggy. Like, I do understand why people ask, but I'm not sure why. You know what? Let's do it. Amy, put it in my Discord. I'll look at it. I'm recording this draft for YouTube, so it's going to be a little while. But once I'm finished with this draft, I'll look at it and I'll help you with it. This curve isn't actually helping me. I have to draw something to answer that, so we're going to have to cycle this for 2. Because I need things that can interact with that. I mean, this basically leaves us dead anyway. But I'll look at it. I do think it'll be an example of, like, probably not drafting open enough is what I usually find. Well, the issue, Iggy, is some people will get into a lane early and stick to it, and it happens to be open. And when that all comes together, you kind of end up with a scenario where there are too many good cards to play, and you're not sure which ones you would actually want. If you have the 17 lands record of the draft, we can look at that too. And that might be interesting content too, who knows? I do think there's a chance I could win this game though, so I'm gonna try to see if we can find out. Not a big chance, but a chance. Also note that best of one drafting is not my specialty. Lordy. That's a rough one. Their deck is so good. I don't really know how to beat it. I am dead to rights here. But let's see if maybe they decide not to do it. I still can't imagine walking out of this alive, but I couldn't imagine walking out of the last one alive either. Okay, I think this one does finally kill me. So let's drill in here on our size board and see what we can do, because I can't beat that. It really comes down to the flying, and the stuff on the ground just doesn't matter. That probably does make me interested in a big play and not interested in one of the curves. The whole game I just wanted to discard one of the curves. Although, to be fair, the Wormhole Serpent's probably pretty crap, too. Problem is, how many dudes am I going to have in play if I'm cutting this many? Not a lot. It's going to be scary. I don't really have enough to get with the second subtraction. It's not crazy. Okay, that's a start I can at least get behind. Yeah, I think Teach was the only consideration. And, like, we're already playing Rutha. Like, I don't see why we would play a Teach. We get free Teaches. They get a clock extension or something? It seemed like they were low on time, and now they aren't. God, I need to kill both of them is the scary part. And I kind of can't. But okay, first things first. Let's take this apart. I And I also need to make sure I protect this, so we're going to leave it here with the snakeskin veil up. Land is good. We are happy to draw lands. I think I want to test this. Same deck we knew we were playing again. I really need another green, and I think we can be in this game. They've probably got me red for Snakeskin Veil, but there's not bloody much I can do about that. Okay. Probably can't wait any longer. Because if they can't get it this turn, I can keep it alive. And it is a 5/5. It's pretty bloody useful right now. Now the downside is I'm going to have to keep it alive again because they can Biblioplex Assistant this thing back. The good news is we can kill one of the flyers. So I think we're going to need to BSZ for 2, which is not exactly what you want to be doing with it, but... Because what if we Biblioplex Assistant back Test of Talents? Crack. If we do that, then we die. This is incredibly bad news. The question is, which one do they think is more valuable? I guess it makes sense to do that. My God, that's frustrating. Because I need this to not be dead. And it's going to be. I think those boots are going to kill me. Those boots are made for wrecking me, and that's kind of just what they'll do. Because those boots on a flame painter, and there's redundant ways to have to deal with it. This is terrible. This is so bad. Okay, so there's step 1 solved. There's probably step 2. It kind of may have to be Shadus. No, we can't tap now. We have to counter this because it's basically lethal. Whatever they go to equip, we bury, and then top deck something something? I also need to kill the hall monitor. There's a lot of problems happening here. Because I don't want to have to kill the hall monitor. And I'm certainly not taking that. Well, isn't that special? This is the only way I can cast it. Oh, God. All right. Then we're going to cycle through the entire deck. That, what I was gonna, it was gonna be, oh! Which is the only way I could cast it that turn. But the other way we can cast it is to discard it and then go get it with the Archivist and Blue Sun Zenith until we draw everything in our deck. We're 100% going to win this game. Don't think for a minute we're not. Did you see how game 1 ended? I wanted to drag it back and actually keep the rest of it up, but then I didn't. Are we about to annihilate a Pilgrim? I think we might be, because then we would Mage Duel this with the Spirit token. Yeah, this is the world we're living in. We're annihilating a Pilgrim. Exiling the boots would have been better. That would have been way better. I don't think I'm entirely recovered, because I forgot I could do that. I'm going to need to reevaluate what we do the next subscriber drive, because I don't think streaming 60 hours a week is realistic for me. Well, that's also true. We don't get the drama for YouTube this way, which I want. Well, the 2/1 can swing at me every turn, but I can also ignore it with the Adept. I may as well just have a bigger one. They haven't shown us a shock in 2 games. They have shown us an Expel, so I don't think we're, like, entirely out of the woods here. Do we loot here? Ooh, doggy. Not like this. We'd need to BSC into Mage Duel? I could BSC into Arcane Bounce Spell. I don't have enough mana to do that. Yeah, we should check library sizes, but that's not working. I think we're just sadly dead. We needed to dodge that Retriever Phoenix. I don't think there's anything I can draw that keeps us still in it. Does Arcane Subtraction do it? Arcane Subtraction would inconceivably do it, but I'd have to draw that and a land. If the 1/3 was not tapped, it could have blocked something. That could have done something. That was an intense game. That was an intense game. All right, I hate posting a pair of 0-2s together on the YouTubes. We lost the first game in this series, right? I can't even freaking remember. It's been so long. But I feel like that first round win on this was so epic. This one's worth going up there too, because that was intense. I've also made some mistakes, but like that is what it is. I'm not feeling great. But I'm pretty sure we lost the first round. So we'll call it here for the YouTube draft, and we can look at Amy's draft and see what we would cut there. YouTubers, as I said before, if you'd like to watch me 0-2 all day, the best place to do that is at twitch.tv/Semulin. You should definitely come by and check out the stream. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next time, YouTubers.